Okay, you're welcome. If you just come, please drop a comment. We're live again. Good evening, guys. It's great having everyone of you here. It gets very tough living in this country, man. I live in Oka, and in Oka where we live, we don't have things like what's it called? Things like Smile, things like Cobra Net, things like um, Spectra Net and the rest. So internet is a little bit very challenging. Our internet is solely on the hands of MTN, Airtel, and their cohorts. Please, guys, bear with me. Okay. Good evening, guys. Great to have you all. Okay. Today we're going to be looking at some things that um, are very important in our journey. In last class we had, I told us that when we resume today, that I want to take us through a couple of things. We'll start from the first one, which is tones. Okay, I'm sorry for turning on the camera for now, and just to check out something that will turn it off. We'll start with tones. I'm going to share my screen now. One, I really want to commend most of us. I've been going through our assignments, and I must confess there's been a great improvement. Yesterday, I called some of us on phone, and I chatted some of us on phone. Today, I will try to get across a couple of other persons to know how you're faring. I really want to know your pain points. Like I said, the aim of this class is to ensure that after these 2 weeks, we would have become very good content writers. And if possible, take a little step into the level of content marketing. Yes. And that's why I strive to ensure that you beyond what's it called? Beyond the entire assignment given, everything, you understand fully what is being done. I want you to learn this. I want you to be a pro at doing this stuff. I want you to learn how to write good content and get paid for doing so. Now, the content marketing field, content writing field is a very, very lucrative industry. Let me tell you why. There are few persons that know how to do this stuff and do it very well. Yes. There are few persons that can do it very well. And if you're among the few persons, you will be rest assured that you make good bucks. And to date, we don't have a very good AI that can write content. So everybody is relying on content writers to get the job done. You get? So man, the industry is vast. Industry is vast. So please take it very, very seriously. Take it very, very seriously. And hopefully at the end of these 2 weeks you'll be a pro. When I say pro, I mean not pro, but you can be able to do very good articles. Very good articles. Okay, I said we want to discuss some certain things today. One is tone, second one is corporate and plagiarism, another one is plastic career level, and then we'll look at grammar premium. Okay, now I'm going to start with tone. So far, so good. We've looked at how we could use the basic SEO. Now, when I say basic SEO, believe me, what I taught you guys on SEO as regards keyword, many persons that are writers don't know this. That's the blunt truth. Many persons that are writers don't know this. Many persons don't have SEO in mind. They don't have this in view. They don't understand how these things work. Get so it gives you an upper hand. You can boldly tell your your what's it called, your client that you're SEO literate. Now, you remember there was a day I told you guys something about how to write about first person, second person, and third person pronouns. That entire lecture that day is very, 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 very close. It has very close affiliations to tones. When you hear tones, you're looking at how do you want to appear? Like I'm looking for a definition, man. I can't even think of any. I'm looking for the best way you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, tones could be very formal, could be conversational, also. Okay, let me just share my screen. I believe you can share see my screen now. Please, if you comment, please drop a comment. Drop a comment. Let me be sure you are with me. Okay, now tones. Two tones I want to touch. Format tone. Informal. Conversational. Okay. Now, to be very honest, I have not ever gone online before to research on tones. That's the very honest truth. I've not gone online to research on tones, so I don't know what you find when you research on tones. I don't know what you find there. But these are three tones that, from experience, we strive to take cognizance of when working. Yes. If you Google tones online, don't guys. If you Google tones online, let me share my screen for you guys. This is what you see. Oh, they have formal there online. They have just Google different writing tones. You see formal tones, you see informal tones, you see optimistic tones, worried tone, friendly tone, curious tone, assertive tone, encouraging tone. Very awesome. Thank God I haven't know two of the tones they wrote there. This one say assertive, aggressive, and non-assertive, aggressive, and assertive. You know one thing? I was talking with a friend of mine today, and I told him something that the beauty of having someone to train you in writing is it saves you from the noise and confusion that lies on the internet. When you go on the internet, you see several things, guys. You see several things. And those several things you are seeing, you get very confused. Because Mr. A is saying this, and in his own sphere of reference, in his own point of view, in his own purview, in his own perspective, he's very correct. Mr. B is saying something totally different, and from his own tangent, he's also correct. And if you go on YouTube, you watch one video from Mr. A, come back, watch another from Mr. B, man, you'll be thrown into a state of abject confusion. Because certain things that Mr. A said does not correlate to what Mr. B is saying. Now, having someone to train you and guide you in this journey is that you're trying to conform to the person's opinions, person's school of thought, to the person's ideology, yes, to what the person owes, the person's view on this issue. And if you want to go by everything you see on the internet, you should just ensure that you subscribe to one person's ideology, hold on to it, and learn from there. And learn from there. Else, confusion sets in. Now, I showed us something earlier. I told us there are three tones I want to show us here: formal, informal, and conversational. To be very honest, prior to now, I had never gone online to research on the types of writing tones. I've never done that before. This is the first time I'm doing that since I know what writing is. Get. And funny enough, I was able to even get two of what they gave there. But you see other tones there. Those tones you see, all those other types of tones we saw just now, they find expression mainly when you're doing creative writing. That's what they find expression. When it comes to content writing, all the tones you need are summarized into these three. The first is formal, the second is informal, and the third is conversational. Now, informal tone, you are being as professional as possible. This is the tone you apply when writing technical papers, when writing legal journals, when writing scientific researches, and the rest. When writing white papers, get these things need to be as formal as possible. Now, when you say something is formal, you are removing. Hold on. Okay, you don't need contractions, personal pronouns. You don't need these two things for a formal document. You get well, in some climes you may need personal pronouns. So let me delete this stuff. You may need personal pronouns in some formal writing tones. However, you should avoid writing in person second person pronouns. Okay, now this is it. So formal tones, you don't need contractions and second person pronouns. Now, second person pronouns are you, your. You should avoid it when writing formal documents. You should avoid it at all costs. However, there are very few exceptions to this. Like I said, very few exceptions. I can't give instances here, but when you're writing articles and it's a very formal article, avoid personal pronouns, avoid second person pronouns. Contractions are things like it's, they've, you've, don't, didn't, we are. Yeah. Now these are contractions. Contractions is, it occurs when you bring two words together using an apostrophe. It occurs when you bring two words together having an apostrophe. Now this it here, the long form is it is this Dave. The long form is they have, you have, do not, did not, and we are. There are other ones, like there are all of them. If you're writing formal documents, please do not use contractions in any form, like any out. Don't use that at all. Get now, informal, what's it called? Informal documents. You could play around. You could say a lot of funny stuff. You could make it very, very free. Make it very, very free. Use contractions. In informal tone, you use contractions. Just make it very simple, very easy going, very flow. Like, make it sweet. Get, can even crack jokes in informal tones. However, what I need us to work with is what we call conversational tone. In conversational tone, you are being a bit formal, You're not cracking unnecessary jokes. You're not using colloquials. You understand? You're not using colloquials, not cracking jokes, but you are still using contractions. You are using second person pronouns. You are using everything. Now, the only difference between a conversational tone in this context, guys, this is I'm saying I may not find it online. In this context, the difference between conversational tone and informal tone is that you are avoiding colloquials. You get, you're avoiding colloquials. So you're avoiding colloquials, you're avoiding unnecessary things, but you're using second person pronouns, you are using contractions, you are avoiding jargons. Now, jargons means technical term, words that are captured in the lexicon of a particular industry. Words that are captured in the register of a particular industry. For instance, when you come to the medical field, there are jargons like medulla oblongata, something that this is we normally say when we are much younger. There are a whole lot of other ones, technical terms, words that are specific to the medical line. These are jargons. As an engineer, there are terminologies that we use that are peculiar to my industry. Things like thermodynamics. You get, things like what's it called? Like something like stress, something like man, I did engineering, I don't remember again. Hi. Things like Laplace transform and stuff. These are jargons. These are terminologies that are peculiar to my industry. However, someone that is not from that particular field may find it difficult to understand. Your goal as a content writer that is writing conversationally is to see how you bring understanding to a layman that has no prior knowledge of what you're talking about. So you look for how to make things very simple. You get? Now, one of the things you must avoid when writing a conversational article is to avoid big grammars. When I started off as a content writer, I was finding it very difficult because prior to then I was writing poem and a lot of things, and I was blowing grammar here and there, like back and forth. I was good at speaking big grammars. So I found it very difficult. Exceedingly difficult to flow with very simple English. And I was having issues with my clients. Eventually, I learned how to calm down, to start using the regular English that you and I could understand. Now, when writing, avoid big grammars, avoid jargons. So, let me give an instance now. Let me give an instance. Suppose we are asked to write an article topic now. Let me think of an article topic. Okay. Let me write an article topic. Crypto versus gold. Now, guys, this is the topic here. The title is Crypto versus Gold. And let me take the opportunity to tell us here, if you're a young person here, and to date you have a biased view towards cryptocurrency, you're not doing yourself any favor. Every one of you here, if you can, start investing in cryptocurrency. That's my perspective. It's a new gold. If you've heard of NFT, you know how bloody and how awesome rather cryptocurrency is. If you're here, start investing in these things. It will help you tomorrow. It will help you tomorrow. I remember, let's leave stories. Let's leave stories. Now, suppose you want to write about crypto and gold, and you are a layman, you want to understand how these things work. You've never really have a balanced understanding of cryptocurrency. You don't even know how gold works. Now, when you hear gold, the first thing that comes to our mind is necklaces and stuff. You won't really know how this entire stuff works. You will not be looking for someone that will start telling you some very crazy jargon, some stuff like blockchain, start telling you what's it called, exchanges and a lot of complex stuff. You need something that when you read, you understand in toto. Maybe not in toto, just basically the entire concept surrounding cryptocurrency and gold. I could start like this in my introduction. Is how I'll start. Let's say it's cryptocurrency. Let's assume the keyword. Let's say the keyword is yeah. Da 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 dan 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 dan. Duru do duru 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 do 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 do. Okay, I'm looking for. Okay, how do I color this guy? Okay. Let me start my introduction. In February 2021, the cryptocurrency market hit an incredible capitalization of $1 trillion. $1 trillion. Okay, let me write it for $1 trillion. It pumped to 1.7, yeah, $1.7 trillion, 1.7 trillion. Okay. Guys, I'm showing you what I would have written an article. Yes, government and how does it differ from gold? Which is more valuable? And to invest or save one. In this article. You find answers to this. Basics. You need no pending investment cryptocurrency and gold. Hey guys, I just wrote an introduction now. How many words is this place? 96 words, beautiful. Okay, my title is Cryptocurrency vs Gold. And what's it called? The key word is cryptocurrency market. And what I'm required to do here is to give us introduction. If you look at this stuff here, I try to understand um, 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 the number one. You ask yourself, what does the reader, what does the person have in mind? The person that will come on this platform was called to look for gold versus cryptocurrency. What will the person be searching for? Number one, what's the person's pain point? The person could be looking for the best way to invest money or to save money. If you're into forex trading, or if you know anything about forex, you know that every day, even every week, every whatever, there's always a rise of one currency as opposed to the other. There's something we call currency pairs in crypto in forex trading. Currency pair is trying to juxtapose, trying to um, 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 compare two currencies together. Perhaps USD, euros, and USD. Now, in euro and USD comparison, we're looking for what happens when euros goes up. What will make euros currency go up rather in the first instance? If it goes up, what happens to dollars? Will it fall? If a news come out tomorrow that euros, let's say the European Union have made a very big investment in one or two things, how will it affect the currency? So when it makes euros go up, probably dollars will fall. So those that have their money stored in dollar, they may have a little one or two losses compared to those that are storing theirs in euros. Now, when the market gets volatile, currencies are falling, especially during the COVID-19 era. You know, most of the currencies in the world were losing value. Naira is always losing value. Naira is known for losing value. Naira does not have any good value. Yes, our currency is pitiable, literally. This is the very blunt truth. Our currency is very pitiable. If you can, save your money in dollars. If you can. Now, when the COVID-19 started, there was a lot of instability in the world finance market. So some persons, we are moving their money away from euro, from dollar, from pounds, and they were storing it in gold. They sold their dollars and they bought gold instead. Gold is seen as a very stable something. Not really stable. Gold is like seen as the primary exchange in the world. Although dollar is like the universal currency, in quotes, but gold is seen as a very stable source of value. It's a very stable unit of value. So people, when even countries of the world, when there is a financial clampdown, the financial imbroglio, they just go straight to buying gold. Now, the person that wants to read this article understand or may understand that gold is valuable. And the person could also have been told about cryptocurrency. He must have also heard that people buy cryptocurrency later date. He must have heard that, or he could have heard that if you buy cryptocurrency today, tomorrow the value increase. Or perhaps he has not heard about the good things of cryptocurrency. All he's hearing is just different news, the vibe, the buzz, everything. He wants to get an idea of what this truly is as it compares to gold. So the person came to this article. Now, for one, I want the person to understand that cryptocurrency is a very, very viable stuff. That's why I said that in February 2021, the cryptocurrency market hit incredible capitalization of $1 trillion. Yes, it happened in February. It rose to $1 trillion bloody dollars. It was just too awesome. And you know, while we are saying, man, this is making sense, it pumped $1 trillion just a couple of weeks ago in the month of March. Now, what does that tell you? Currency is the future, which is why the US government, I am just trying to make it very exciting. You know, I'm trying to make it very exciting. Understand? It's just very sweet and exciting. I didn't just talk about a lot of jargons. It's just so sweet. Understand? The average person that reads this stuff will understand what is going on here. But how does it differ from gold, which is more valuable and it's found out we save money? Inside article, you find out this is a very conversational article. It will be better. It will be better. You get? So when writing formal stuff, when writing conversational stuff, you are trying to make it very simple. You're not measuring technical things that they can understand. If you mention, you explain. This is fun. Now, one thing I need also look at again is copywriting and plagiarism. Let's do that first. Let's go to Flash Kincaid grade level. Flash Kincaid grade level is a system that allows us to ascertain the readability of an article. The system that allows us to ascertain the readability of an article. It tells us to know how difficult, how complex an article may be, how easy to understand it is. That's Flash Kincaid grade level. It ranges from 0 to 15. I can't tell. 0 to 15 or so. Now, the higher the figure, the more complex it is. The higher the figure, the more complex the article is. So, as a writer, your goal is to aim for a very low Flash Kincaid score. As a writer, your goal is to aim for a very low Flash Kincaid score. Like I said, the higher the figure, the more complex it is. Now, okay. I was telling someone about someone I respect so much, Toby Nwazo. When I started off as a writer, I when I got to understand what the Kincaid grade level means, one of those days I went to look at an article he wrote on Facebook, and I discovered that Toby was having an incredible score of grade, that is 0 or grade 1. Can't remember again, on Flash Kincaid. That was mad. That was telling that this article was 100% easy to read. It was more complex. You were writing very simple sentences that the average person could read and understand. See, you may know how to do research, but if you don't know how to write very simple sentences, your clients will run away from you. Very, very simple. The way for you, the easy way for you to ascertain your readability using Flash Kincaid is through this site I'm going to share with us now. It's called hemingwayapp.com. Yes, this is a site you use, one of the most popular sites for ascertaining Flash Kincaid grade levels. I'm going to open it now and we'll see how it works. I'm going to open it now so you'll see how it works. hemingwayapp.com. Okay, it's coming up. Network is trying to play a pattern on me. Okay, let me try and switch over to the stuff. Can you see my screen? Can you see very clearly? Please answer. If you can't see clearly, please, you know what we did that last time. Something David taught us. Go to your video settings, go to the settings, click on quality, and then select a higher quality as opposed to what you have currently, and you'll be able to see my screen as clearly as possible. Okay, now this is Hemingway app. I just zoomed in again. Now, what you see inside this body is like a text already. Let's read it together. Hemingway app makes your writing bold and clear. The app highlights lengthy, complex sentences. If you see a yellow sentence, shorten or split it. Guys, let's pause now. In some instances, Hemingway app can be very, 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 very annoying. Sometimes maybe, this is an AI. Now, an AI literally, it works, it's programmable, it cannot be as smart as humans. Some sentences that you will write that are pretty short, like very short, and Hemingway will still tell you to split it. You get? If you can't split it, if you can't shorten it, if you feel that there's no improvement that can be done for it, let it be. Yes. Let's continue. If you see a red highlight, your sentence is so dense and complicated that your reader will get lost trying to follow its meandering. Splitting logic. Okay, try editing sentence. Now, this is an example of a complex sentence. Complex sentence actually is one that, under Hemingway app, is one that I told you, is a very long sentence, or you have lots of big words, jargons. Hemingway app will mark it red. What you could do in those times is that you should try to see how you will shorten the text. You will shorten the text. The particular sentence that was highlighted, shorten it if possible. But now, let's continue. You can utilize a shorter word in place of a proper one. A proper, when they give you proper, what's it called, words like this, I like the proper word for you. They are telling you that particular word is it's overused. You get, or there's a better word to use. You get, but guys, don't always obey this stuff. Like I told us, this is an AI. It's not as smart as it ought to be. Make a lot of mistakes, like a bunch of mistakes. So, it's not as smart as it ought to be. Get. Someone should zoom in a bit. Guys, can you guys see clearly? Should I zoom further? Please let me know. Can I zoom? Should I zoom further, or is it clear enough? Wait for a response. Can you see my screen clearly? Is the zoom okay? Okay, something is okay. Please a moment. Just give me a moment. Guys, I'm sorry, I needed to mention something. Okay, now, I think it's clear now. Please, interactions, guys. Once in a while, I drop comments, so I'll be sure that I'm not the one alone here. You know, it's very important. Okay, now, like I said, you can utilize the shorter word in place of a purple one. However, you need to understand that most times the consideration that Hemingway give are not really the best. That's if you will be told repeatedly to change those things and just ignore some of them. Adverbs and weakening phrases are helpfully shown in blue. Get rid of them and pick words with force, perhaps. Not true. Not true. Adverbs, try to remove some of them, but not always. Not always. Not always. The one you should avoid very, very much is next sentence. Phrases in green have been marked to show passive voice. Guys, avoid passive voice. Avoid passive voice. Avoid passive voice. Write it down. Avoid passive voice at all costs. One thing I'm going to teach us tonight, if time permits us, is passive voice. Else I'll push it tomorrow. Let me write it down for myself. Passive voice. Active and passive voice. Now, avoid passive voice. Okay. The other ones are blah, blah, blah. You can format your text with the toolbar, paste something you're working on, and edit away, or click the right button and compose something new. Now, I'm going to edit one of the works one of us did. Let me go docs.google.com. Looking for which person's work I will use as an example. Okay, let me go to the WhatsApp group. Somebody posted a work today and said I've not reviewed, I think, how his work. Let me go through it. Okay, Chisom Odega's work. I'm opening Chisom's work now. I will copy his work and paste here. Okay, I've copied Chisom's work and I'm bringing it to anyway. Now, before I paste it, do you see on the right hand side, there's a write and edit button. It's currently in edit mode. Click on write mode. You can paste something there. In edit mode now. Okay? Reliability score, grade 6, they say is good. I told us that the lower the figure, the better. There are only 133 words here. If you scroll down further, you will see there are two adverbs. These are blue colors. There's one passive voice alone. There's one word that they think should be the word should be changed. 11 sentences are hard to read here. Okay, only one sentence is hard to read, rather, and one is complex. 111. I'm going to paste Chisom's work here, and then you will see what will happen now. Control B. And again, did you see that Chisom's work changed the grade system to grade 7 automatically? So grade 6. It means that Chisom's work is more complex than the example they gave us. Chisom has 5 adverbs. Chisom has 5 adverbs. Only 2 passive voices. That's impressive. Only 2 passive voices. I'm very, very impressed. 0 phrases, have simple alternatives. Chisom, have you ever used Hemingway before? The work is actually nice. But you have 13 complex, difficult to read sentences and 4 complex sentences. Now we'll start from the beginning. In the first paragraph, he said, "There's no place like home." This is more than just a saying. There's no place like home. This is a saying. You should have put it in what's it called, quotes, quotation mark or something like that. Yeah, more than just a saying. It's only possible if there were. This sentence will be broken down to. Okay. Let me make it shorter. For example, there. Okay, I have some issues with your work, but let's leave those issues. Let's just use it for this purpose. Building an ideal swimming pool design for your home is the right step in making your home feel like a home. A home filled with fun and happiness. Building an ideal. You need to notice that after there are tiers in this entire stuff. After the very complex, reduce this more, it becomes yellow. Reduce further, it becomes white again. Let me show us. It was very complex. When I reduce the sentences, it becomes yellow. Then if I do further, it becomes white. I'm trying to do this stuff to become more interesting. Building an ideal swimming pool design is the right step in making your house feel like a home. This is getting longer, but I'm deleting this part. Now, do you see how we've eliminated the complexity in that paragraph? We're saying grade 7. Let's come down. Okay, just follow me. This is how you edit on anyway. When you're done with your work, you can copy it into this place to see the grade level. If it's very fair, if you have six, 7 below, you are good to go. If you have it, try to bring it down to 7. But before you build an ideal swimming pool design for your home, there are important question criteria you need to ask. Check. No, just move this. Hmm. You see, I'm playing figures with words rather. I'm looking for how to make this shorter. Now, guys, this is the way it is now. It is okay. This sentence is already okay. It's making sense. But if you are trying to meet a case score, you may have to just cut corners, make compromises. Do you now see the problem? I remove something now, and this guy is not ready to budge. He's not ready to compromise. He's just showing yellow. In this instance, I leave this guy back. Like I told us, this A is AI. Some things it marks as off and not really as off as they appear to be. Okay, the criteria will not only, you can just say, this won't only. I told us, if you write a competition article, you can use contractions. So I've made bunch and down together. You don't build an ideal swimming pool design. Now, you've used this swimming pool design 3 times in your introduction alone. It's too much. Your keyword is jam-packed at one place. It's not good. Your keyword should be spaced abroad around the 30. Let me just check that for you. Swimming pool design. It's jam-packed around one area. If you scroll down, you see that here is literally free of the keyword. Get. This won't only help in building an idea for your own, but also creating one that feature needs. Okay. Now we do this grade 7. This criterion involves the reason why you are interested in having a pool. This is a paragraph, the white. Having a pool. This should be full stop. Full stop rather. It could be because of entertainment, usually stuff and okay, I'm looking for the complex sentences first, the ones I'm marked in red. If what you're looking for is a cheap, easy, fun water zone for your family with a low maintenance level, this is your idea to improve. To break this thing down, I could say, if what you're looking is if what you're looking for is a cheap, easy water zone for your home. Guys, I'm sorry, my phone is ringing, man. Sorry, guys. Okay. Now, I want to break this thing down. This is what I will do. If we're looking for is a cheap and just see what I will do here, guys. It's a trick. If what you are looking for is cheap and easy if you're looking for okay, if you're looking for cheap and easy swimming pool design, then this is then you probably love this. This pool. Probably love this. Now, I'm still bringing all these ideas. I want to bring them bring these same ideas, but not in one sentence. I'm going to keep the complexity of the sentence. Okay. It's it offers a fun water zone for your family with a very low maintenance need. With very low maintenance need. Guy, look at these two sentences. They are saying the same thing, but one is complex and the other is not. One is complex and the other is not. Look at both of them and you see what I'm talking about. The same idea, the same everything. I was just able to break them down into different sentences. So your goal is to ensure you look for how to break down your sentences into simpler ones. To be able to achieve a good English score. Oh, perfect. Do you see it now? This thing I did now. Let me take it back. Pay close attention to the freshman grade level. It's currently at 7. If I believe this guy, it becomes 6. Now 6. Yes. That's because I was able to know how to bring down one particular sentence, break it down something very simple. The other ones you can actually break down, but grade 6 is good to go, guys. Don't kill yourself. Grade 7 is even good. That's the funny truth. Grade 7 is also good. But I just wanted to bring it down so you see how it's done. If I do further, I can get to grade 5 or even grade 4. Get? So you should be aiming to get a maximum of grade 7. If possible, go for grade 5. It makes your work easier to read and understand. It makes your work easier to read and understand. Okay? That's that. That's that for anyway. When you're done, you copy your work back to your document and ensure it's okay. If you copy this work now back to your document, number one, guys, prepared, it will be scattered. It will be scattered. The formatting will not be the same way it was when you copied it out. Get? I'm gonna oh okay, let me share my screen to you so you see what I want to do. Let me share my screen to you, for you. Okay. I'm gonna share my screen with you. Okay, I think you can see my screen now. Okay, I just shared my screen with you. I pasted the stuff here. Do you see that automatically the entire formatting has changed? The font size here is just mad. So this is what I do normally. Look properly, you see that even the background came with a background color there, like a shade of gray. There's white at the borders, but the main place where the text is the background has a shade of gray. You get? This is what comes with Pinkade from what's going to come with Hemingway. We don't need that stuff. So what you do is this is wait, let me try this first trick. Okay. Then it is magic. Now, what you do is you're in a system, you right click, paste without formatting. Paste without formatting. It will kill all the formatting added there, the headings, everything. Oh, guys, what are they? I can't do this on this system. I can't do this on the last system. Another one can do it, but this one cannot do it. Paste without formatting. I can install something which I cannot do now. God, if I can't do it now. But if you have done that, your formatting, everything will change. Everything will change. Because everything will change. Okay, it finally go through. It went through. Oh, it went through. This is everything has changed. Everything has changed because your heading has disappeared. So you will have to come back and put headings. Heading 1. Come down to this place, heading 2. From the scratch again. If you want to avoid this thing, try not to even write articles that are complex enough for you to use Pinkade to fix. You get? Try not to write articles that are complex for you to use Pinkade to fix. Okay. So this is, you just have to just make a lot of changes, blah 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 blah. That's Pinkade. If you have any question with that, please ask. But before then, well, while I wait for your questions, I'm gonna go to the next thing I want to show us tonight. Okay. Now, I'm going to go to the next thing I'm going to show us active and passive voice. Let's go to British and American English first. American English. I have a strong bias for American English. Now, most of my clients are Americans, and there is a general bias for Americans. American is seen like as the nation of free men, and most people look out for American writers. They feel that they can do better than other people. So if you know how to write as a native American, okay, Grace. Okay, please, your questions, please. Let me hear your questions. Your question, please. Please ask your questions. Then, I'm precious, you say one of those using phone. You won't be able to do this thing with phone, or Pinkade does not work perfectly well on phone. You could try it. It won't work perfectly on phone. Good. Now, that stuff I taught us is for us to have in mind that there are ways to check whether you're using simple sentences or not. You get? You may not have to check all your articles on Pinkade anytime you write them. You may not have to do that, but write in the consciousness of the fact that you will, the clients may be asking for this. Chris said, does it mean that one cannot write articles on another platform and paste it on Google Docs? Okay, now, you know, I was speaking to a friend about something recently on different platforms, and I came to understand that there's compatibility issue, very strong one. If you do bullet points on Microsoft Word, you copy that article, paste it inside Google Doc. What we started. The bullet points will not get anything again. I repeat, if you apply bullet points in Microsoft Word, and you copy the entire document and paste inside Google Doc. The document will not remain the same. The bullet points will look something like very, very terrible piece of whatever. We don't want that. So there are other formatting issues that does not work perfectly well with what's it called? With Google Doc. But then it's easier for you to finish working on Google Doc and then convert to Microsoft Word. The formatting will remain. Formatting will remain. So your goal is for you to see how you will reduce the stress you have for yourself. If you want to retain or use Google Docs original formatting system. If copying from one platform to another will scatter the entire work, it's best to write on one platform you want to use eventually. He said, I normally use an app that is able to Google Doc to type. The app is called Keep My Notes. Afterward, I copy all and paste on Google. Now, this is better because Keep is like a formatless text editor. It does not add any formatting to your work. It's like writing on Notepad. But Microsoft Word, man, it's on a different league of its own. It gives its own formatting to your work. Keep My Notes is just you just copy the word, the stuff. It takes the format of the destination text editor. What I mean is that if you finish writing on Keep My Notes and you copy it out and paste on Google Doc, it takes the format, the default format of Google Docs. That's not the case for Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word comes with its own formatting, unless you are pasting with paste without format. I believe this answers the question, Grace. Okay. Now, coming back to where we were, British and American English. Now, guys, let me just tell you the wrong truth. Most jobs you look out for, the people that ask for the jobs, they prefer American English. And it's best for you to get yourself accustomed to one. Personally, I use American English for everything I write. I don't have any business with British English, one bit. Get now, it's expedient that that you the basic difference between the both of them. You get, and I'm going to show some of them. Both of them. Okay. One of the basic difference between both of them is in words like color, glamour, favor, splendor. And other words of this category. Now, this is British and this is American. You know, what we were taught in secondary school was British English. If you went to a Nigerian secondary school, what you know is British English and American English. You get, and you may have to unlearn the things you learned in quotes if you want to do American style writing. And like I said earlier, I prefer American English because most of the clients, this is what they use. You get, now color with the U. The difference in this stuff is the U. Is the U. Is the U. Get, the U is the difference. The U is the difference. For American English, what we have is color without you, glamour without you, favor without you, and splendor without you. It's very important. At the first glance in an article, when I just see certain things, I just know that, man, this is American and this is British. And I need you guys to also understand these differences. They are very, very important. They are very, very important. Okay, another example is difference is I think is word that have L. L and stuff. Okay. Um, let's say words like cancel, marvelous. These are what's it called? These are cancelled rather. Okay. Um, counselor. No, there's not the counselor. Now, in British English, it's one L. In American English, it's one L. Counselor. American English is marvelous. Cancelled. You see it? See, there are many other instances for this. Like there are many other instances for it, and you need to just get so accustomed to this stuff. Okay, let's try other ones. Okay, words like stigmatize. American is stigmatize. We have familiarize. Familiarize. Now look at the difference here. The difference for this one is that there is an S in British English here. While American, what we use is a Z. We use for a Z. So if a client tells you now that he wants let's say he wants a native English writer, American writer, and you come and say, okay, yeah, I'm a native English writer, because you may watch American movies now, you think that's English. And then you come and you write your article, and the articles you wrote are having these words here on the left hand side. It's a clear indication that you're not American, because no American will make the mistake of writing these things. This one is very important. I think a couple of days ago, last week precisely, one of my guys wrote an article, and I can't remember what the person wrote. I think about 2 words were in British English. When I saw it, I was like, wow, like how on earth could he have made this mistake? Because we are very used to not writing British English at all. When I saw it, I straight up, I had to just fix it myself. Later, I called him to let him know he made a mistake and try to avoid it subsequently. Because these are common things that, as American English or American speaker, you should not. Let me go online and look for more differences. Hold on, guys. Let me try and get these things online, and so you understand better. Okay, American and British English differences. Okay. Okay, I think I have something. Let me share my screen for you guys to see. Please take note of this thing. After this class, try and make out time, go online and look for more differences. Meanwhile, Grace is my big sister. Some of you don't know, she's my big sister. And it's a privilege having my big sister in my class. She just wants to just come around. Okay. Okay, she said cream and cream. Okay. Cream. Okay, I think cream is, let me check both of them. Cream and cream. Both are cream. Okay, let me see which one is American, which one is British. Okay. Okay, I'm not seeing very big differences about them online, but okay. But this is also probably another difference again. Now, I'm sharing my screen with us already. Can you guys notice something here? Uh-huh. In OA or AE. I'll copy this link now and drop in the WhatsApp group. This guy, they have a bunch of examples, like a bunch of them, man. They got a bunch of them. I'm cool with them. I'm gonna drop them here in the group. So on your own spare time, go through them. In the O, E, and AE, what's it called? Instances. For British, you see the way they did that. They have AE here. America, there's no A. Encyclopedia, there's a PAE here. But for America, there is no A there. This thing you say, he burnt the food, he dreamt that, he learnt that, both length, Learnt. Those things you are speaking are British English. In America, it is you learned that, Learned. You learned that, you bond, you dreamed. So someone say he dreamed or dreamt, whatever the case be, the person is not wrong. The person spoke American English, not British. See, I want us to work with American. You know, the essence of this class is not just to teach. I'm trying to prepare us to be able to take on big jobs. There's some jobs you will see, they will tell you it's American only. Baba, it's American only. The people that could vie for those jobs that are not Americans are people that know how to write American English. And American jobs, they pay more than jobs from other places. Why? Their currency is so sweet and good. American can pay you $500 and he's not feeling it. In a currency, $500 is 240,000 naira. That's big cash. Nobody pays you that easily. You get, but American can pay you for that kind of money for one article. And the person is so cool. Man, nothing even happened to him. That's why I want us to get accustomed to writing for them. Let's know how to write for them so we can get the big jobs. Yes. Okay, you see this other one, defense, offense, license, you know, there's a CE there, there's a C there. But for the American English, there's an S instead. Now this one, okay, this is examples I gave. Wow. The cancelled is here. And marvelous I gave also here. Cancelled, there's double L, in this case there's one L. Marvelous, there's double L, in this place there's one L. Get. Okay. Appetizer, this is the ISC one. You just see the lot of bunch of them, man, here, guys. A lot of them, you know, a lot of them, man. Just go through the stuff. Now, this is meter, fiber, center. In America, it is center, CENTR, not CENTRE. Get. What we call tire, motor tire. They call it tire, like with an I, no Y there. Get. So, guys, please go through this stuff on your own accord and get familiarized with them. Get yourself used to them, and avoid. Oh, if you want to write like a Nigerian, if you want to actually get Nigerian jobs or British jobs, no wala. You can stick to our mother tongue or whatever. Stick to normal writing style. But if you want to get big jobs, you want to prepare for greatness, man, American jobs are the best. Okay, that said, let me go back to where we were. Where was I? Where were I? Okay, I'm done with American and British English. Now let me talk about something else. Active and passive voice. Oh man, active and passive voice. Okay, we'll discuss this now. Active and passive voice. Active and passive voice. Now, for us to understand this stuff, we need to understand the basic sentence structure. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, share my screen. Okay. I think I've seen something from David. David says, any tool online or software for scanning through a document to check for this. That is aside from changing the language setting in the app to make it. Now, good, this is perfect. I didn't want to mention this, but since you mentioned it, let's go with it. There's a tool called Grammarly. Grammarly. And there's another one called Grammarly Premium. It's the same tool, actually. It's the same tool. But one is paid version, one is free. I want to teach us Grammarly here, but all these things I'm saying now, these are things that Grammarly can highlight. So I want us to learn these things so that when you start using Grammarly, you know what you're looking out for. Yes. Now, Grammarly is the free version. You can access Grammarly on your PC by going to grammarly.com. While on your phone, if you're using Android, go to your Android Play Store and search for Grammarly. It's a keyboard. That's what I use on my phone. My default keyboard is Grammarly keyboard. That's my default keyboard on my phone. Guys, it's Grammarly keyboard. It helps me identify all these things straight up without even have to do anything. It's a perfect tool for it. If you're using Apple, go to Apple Store, rather, go to Apple Store and look for Grammarly keyboard, download it. Yes. But the premium version is the paid version. It's a little bit expensive, judging by our currency, $150 per annum. Get, which is actually for currency, it's a bit expensive. Get, so you may do with the free version that doesn't have everything you need. It doesn't have the utilizing checker and a couple of other things. Get, so you can use this tool to check most of the things we've discussed here thus far. I just wanted us to discuss everything before we go into it. Now, if you're using Grammarly, you could go to your keyboard or settings or to Grammarly on PC and change the language to American English. Now, whenever it sees British English, it marks it as an error. You get, it just highlights it in red, which shows you straight up that okay, you've made a mistake. So all instances of British English, it will mark it as error. So you see it and you make corrections to it. That's actually how I recognize it when my guy is making a mistake. It's not that I'm so smart or something. No. We just use these tools. Tools make life easy. Get? I'm showing us the hard way for us so that when the tool comes in, you appreciate it. You get? That's what we use for it. Okay. Back to voices. For you to understand active and passive voice, you need to first of all understand the simple sentence structure. While we're in school, we learned what we call the total sentence is called is made up of two things: the subject and the predicate. Yes, sentence they say is subject and predicate. Predicate, okay. Where predicate is action and object. So you're having subject, action, and object. These three things. Now, for an active voice, this is very simple, guys. Very simple. Very simple. For active voice, the sentence is in this order: subject, action, and object. And then passive voice, you are having object, action, and subject. Yes. Now, the SAO. The S there is subject, the A is action, the O is object. Example is the cat killed the rats. Okay. Okay, let me give an example. The cat killed the rat. Okay, that's an example. In this instance here, the cat here is where's my headliner. Okay, the cat here is the subject. The subject is the initiator of the action. Anyone that carries out an action is the subject. Is the principal person in the discussion. Is the set man, is the lead person, is the pastor of the church, is the person that does everything, is the president. The person, any character that carries out an action, that initiates an action in a sentence is called the subject. The one that receives that action, the recipient of the action, is called the object. Now, that person, the action itself, is often a verb. Is often a verb. You get? Let me not highlight it. You get? Now, when you have your sentence in an order wherein the subject comes first, the action follows, and then the object, that sentence is said to have what we call an active voice. However, in an instance wherein the order is reversed, if one about this stuff, will have something like the rat was killed by the cat. Yes. In this case, the person that carried out the action is the cat. But the person that received the action, the rat, it came first this time around. It came first this time around. Where's my green? Okay. And our guy, our sharp guy, came first, came last. Most times, when you see when passive voice occurs, one way you need to identify is mainly when you see by, or when you see, hey, what is the term for this verb, guys? If you know English, please tell me this thing. I've forgotten what they call this stuff. It's kind of verb. Man, I didn't know English in secondary school. Bonnet. All those things they are teaching us there, adverbial clause, and all those grammar. Man, I don't know it now. I don't know, you just have to apply it. Please, yes, the was there is an auxiliary verb. The kill there is a main verb. When you're having an auxiliary verb preceding the main verb, because I think this is what I'm saying is correct. I think that's what they call these two guys. I'm not very sure. Please, if I'm wrong, just tell me I'm wrong. But I think this is what they call these two guys, the auxiliary verb and the main verb. Now, when you see the auxiliary verb preceding the main verb together, just know that the person has already written a passive voice. That's one of the ways to know. Another way to know again is when the word by, by, comes immediately after the main verb, which is killed. You know the passive voice. Active voice are just too direct. They are just too direct. Example again is I love you. Passive voice. It's passive voice, guys. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to like this. Why is it the main guy? Okay. Let me change it to none. Okay, then change it to orange. Now, this is passive voice. But don't for anything. Most of our ladies, they don't know how to tell. You know, you don't write your birthday post now in your bed on your birthday. You see a lot of funny things. They want to tell you they love you. They don't know how to say it, so you won't start thinking so much meaning. You so you won't start thinking you have hope. They'll then tell you you are. Wait. It's a very funny thing. I see it many times and I laugh. They say you are loved by me. The thing is very funny. You are loved by me. Now, guys, look at this sentence. The first thing you understand in this one is that the you is you. Like, you is the person that is receiving the action of love. You is receiving the action of love. Love is a verb, is an action. You is receiving it. Me is the one giving it out. You get? So, because me is the one giving it out, me is the subject. Me is meant to come first, but it was reversed, such that you came first. You now, which is the object receiving it, came first, while me came last. This arrangement is known as passive voice. It's as simple as that. It's known as passive voice. This is just passive voice and active voice. Now, in writing, we strive to achieve more active voices than passive voice. You should look for how to attain more active voice and passive voice. Many clients, many people hate, like everyone hates passive voice, except when you're doing what they call the creative writing. Even in the Hemingway also, one of the things it uses to rank articles or judge articles, the ability is whether they have passive voices or not. So guys, henceforth, strive towards having active voices and not passive voices. That's why I told us that Chisholm's work is good, because he had only 2 passive voices. You may not eliminate it completely, to be very honest with you. You may not eliminate it completely, but strive to eliminate it. Strive, guys. I think that's it. Okay, Grace asked a question. Please, does Grammarly app editing American vocabulary? Yes, it's actually, you can use it to actually show your American English or edit American English or British English. Just set it in the settings and you go to do that. So guys, I think that's it. Time is fast spent. 10:55 already. Man, we need to go. We spent so much time already. Tomorrow when we resume, we'll discuss other things. So these things I showed us here, they are necessary for our grammar and writing styles. Okay, so I believe we'll learn from these things and make our works better. But I'll give us assignments. I'll give us assignment this night, please. I'll give us assignment this night. We need to do an assignment this night. We need to do one. It's very important. So guys, expect one this night. Thank you very much. I think with that, we're done for the class. We're done for the day. Guys, any question? If you have any, please drop it in the group. Drop it in the group. Really, that's all for today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for making out time for this class. Thank you for doing your best. Thank you for leaving all you had for today and joining us here. It's not easy, guys. It's not easy. This class is running for over a week now, and man, I celebrate your perseverance, celebrate your diligence, your time, your attention, your adherence to instruction. I celebrate every one of them. It's not easy, literally. Personally, I find it difficult participating in classes like this. It's not easy. It's easy to start, not easy to finish. So I celebrate you guys. Thank you very much for all you do. Thank you very much for being part of this class. It's good night for me. Let me go and eat food. Take care of yourself and have a wonderful night rest.